Now let's move across the ocean and look at another author who spoke about workers, Walt Whitman. He was a contemporary of Charles Dickens. So we are in the United States, and he's one of the greatest American poets and one of my favorite authors of the 19th century. He is often called the father of American poetry and the father of free verse because of his revolutionary style. He used his poetry as a voice for democracy and equality to show the dignity of ordinary people and their work. I decided to include Walt Whitman in this module about work because he wrote a beautiful poem that we are going to analyze. I Hear America Singing, in which he celebrates all American workers. He was born on Long Island, New York, in 1819 into a large working class family. He didn't stay long in school. He started working at 12 as an apprentice in a printing office. After a fire destroyed his workplace, he went to teach in rural schools and later worked as a journalist and editor for various newspapers in New York. He often lost his jobs because of his political opinions. He supported the anti slavery cause. Whitman loved the arts. He went to the theater and loved Shakespeare, developed a passion for opera, and spent countless hours reading in New York libraries. He developed a vast culture. He knew about the Bible, Homer, Dante, Goethe, Hegel. In 1855, Whitman was 36 years old and he tried something completely new. He wrote a collection of 12 poems in a revolutionary style. No rhyme, no fixed rhythm, just long, free flowing lines. He didn't find a publisher, so he sold a house and paid for the printing himself, publishing this collection under the title Leaves of Grass. The first edition had no author's name on the cover, only his portrait, casual and confident, very different from the traditional image of a serious poet. At first, he had very little success. When Leaves of Grass was first published, it caused both admiration and scandal. Many readers were shocked by Whitman's open references to the body, sensuality, and sexuality. Some critics call the book immoral or obscene. In those poems, he celebrated democracy, equality, the body, sexuality, nature, and the dignity of ordinary work. One of his most famous poems is O Captain, My Captain, an elegy for President Lincoln's death, also featured in the movie Dead Poets Society with Robin Williams.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Who knows where that comes from? Anybody? Not a clue. It's from a poem by Walt Whitman about Mr. Abraham Lincoln. Now, in this class, you can either call me Mr. Keating, or if you're slightly more daring, oh, Captain, my Captain.
When the Civil War broke out in 1861 to 1865, Whitman's life was influenced. It was fought between the Northern states, the Union, and the Southern states, the Confederacy, over the issue of slavery. He worked as a nurse, visiting hospitals and comforting wounded soldiers. These years gave birth to powerful war poems collected in drum taps. Here's a list of other works by Whitman. Whitman suffered a stroke in 1873 and moved in New Jersey, where he lived until his death in 1892, when he was 72. Over the years, Leaves of Grass grew to 9 editions. He kept rewriting and expanding it throughout his life, almost like a living organism. The last edition, also called the Deathbed Edition, contained 389 poems. Whitman compared the finished book to a cathedral long under construction, and on another occasion to a tree with its cumulative rings of growth. Visitors and admirers from all over the country came to see him during his final years. He was buried in a mausoleum he designed himself in Camden. Whitman was an innovator who broke all the rules of traditional poetry. No rhyme, no fixed meter, just free verse. He used a very direct and spoken style. His main techniques are parallelism, repetition, and catalogs, which give his poetry a musical and incantatory tone. His language was extremely rich. He mixed foreign words, slang, colloquial expressions from dialects, Americanisms, and place names, the jargon of science and philosophy to create a unique poetic voice. This mix gives his poetry a cosmopolitan and democratic texture, reflecting the diversity of America itself. The main themes he wrote about include democracy and equality because he celebrated the collective American spirit. Another theme was the dignity of ordinary work because farmers, sailors, and all workers were described as poetic heroes. Then the beauty of the human body and sexuality because he saw the body as natural and sacred and joyful. Then nature, which he considered as the body of the earth, something material that connects all human beings. Another theme was brotherhood and unity, because he wrote about the connection between all humans in a vision of collective identity. And then optimism and transcendence. Unlike Dickens, he believed in progress, renewal. He had faith in the future of the American nation and civilization. Whitman was deeply influenced by Transcendentalism, a philosophical movement led by writers such as Ralph Waldo Emerson, who saw divinity in nature and in every individual. They believe that every person possesses a divine spark that connects them to a universal truth and to God. They believed truth and knowledge came from intuition and direct experience, not from religious or institutional authority. They valued individuality, autonomy, and authenticity. They supported civil disobedience as a way to resist injustice and fought for abolition and women's rights. Ralph Waldo Emerson himself praised Leaves of Grass, calling it the most extraordinary piece of wit and wisdom ever produced in America. Whitman wanted to celebrate democracy and equality. His poetry aimed to inspire people to feel part of a larger community, America as a collective voice. He saw poetry as a unifying force, and he believed that America should be a nation where every voice counts, not only politicians or intellectuals, but also workers, women, and ordinary people. To explore the theme of work, I've chosen one of Whitman's most optimistic poems, I Hear America Singing. It's a celebration of people at work, men and women, each with their own rhythm, their own song. In this poem, America becomes a living choir. Each worker voice is distinct, yet part of a larger democratic symphony.
I hear America singing. The varied carols I hear, those of mechanics, each one singing his as it should be blithe and strong, the carpenter singing his as he measures his plank or beam, the mason singing his as he makes ready for work or leaves off work, the boatman singing what belongs to him and his boat, the deckhand singing on the steamboat deck, the shoemaker singing as he sits on his bench, the hatter singing as he stands, the woodcutter's song, the plowboy's on his way in the morning or at noon, intermission or at sundown, the delicious singing of the mother or of the young wife at work or of the girl sewing or washing, each singing what belongs to him or her and to none else, the day what belongs to the day. At night, the party of young fellows, robust, friendly, singing with open mouths, their strong, melodious songs.
After analyzing and understanding the poem, please remember to complete your reading toolbox. I hope this module about work showed you that literature is not just imagination, it's a mirror of society, a voice for justice, and a way to celebrate human dignity.